That modernization journey that I referenced a few minutes ago will lead to what one IT leader calls IT superiority. Maria Banks is Director of Federal Sales at Atlassian. She says the term IT superiority means deterrence.
Whenever I think of deterrence, I really just think, do our adversaries believe us when we say we can do something or not? And then my next question I always go to is, do we believe us when we say we can do something or not? And I would actually pose that question to the audience. If something were to happen in the Pacific, could we respond, could we strike in kind across all domains with all of our services in tangent with the full power of the US military? And I think most people are gonna pause before they answer that question. And to me, that's where IT superiority comes back in. Because if you don't know the answer to that question, then you probably don't have the information you need to understand all the power you have at hand and how it works together. So a big piece of superiority and deterrence is visibility, consolidation. You know, my biggest piece of advice to the military would be to leverage the power that they have. I work at a company called Atlassian. The vast majority of all the Department of Defense's projects and programs run in our software. And I can tell you, we've never had Secretary Austin or the DoD CIO call our CEO and say, hey, I need you to find a way to get the insights across all of these to me. Or call GitLab, who we partner with all the time, and say, can you guys come and sit in a room together and figure out how we can get access across your information? I spent a long time at Microsoft, and they weren't always asking those questions to even those companies either. So to me, it goes back to visibility, understanding and feel confident authentically in the power that we have and our ability to deliver it. And then, making some big asks, because the Department of Defense is the biggest customer any tech company has in the whole world, and they have every right to be making those asks. And I think that as vendors, as software companies, we want to be supportive.
Yeah. How do those organizations in government learn what they don't know and learn what they should be asking? Is it as simple as asking you, what should we be asking, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, I would start, if I were a customer, by calling your vendors and saying, who else are you working with? Could you share with me a profile of, across the Department of Defense, everyone who's got a contract with you? For us, we'd be like, well, that's probably 1,000+ contracts, right? Sitting down and just starting there and understanding how many users within each of those contracts, what are people leveraging those for? What are the ones that you feel like are going really well versus the ones that need some help and the patterns there? That's a great place to start. There's a lot of that inherent knowledge within the companies. Our customers are just the most intelligent people in the world on their mission. So when we bring those two things together, we can get a lot closer to figuring out what's next.
Mm-hmm. You use that term, leveraging the power that they have. What's the best way for them to go about doing that after they do what you just suggested? What's the next step beyond that?
Yeah, I really believe if you have people in the Joint Staff or DoD CIO, truly emailing or calling CEOs, for us, Mike Cannon-Brookes, Satya Nadella, you name it, Google, Amazon, and saying, hey, I want to talk to you about all of the data, the rich data in your platform across the entire department and how we can get better access to that, collapse those environments, and get that across platforms with some of your peers and competitors. What's it going to take? You would see some real action. And I do think that partnership is starting to get there for some of them, but not at the level that I see with the Lockheed Martins, General Dynamics, Raytheons of the world. I think that muscle's a little more practiced for some of the traditional primes. And we've got to get it there on the tech side as well.
That's a culture change as much as it is a process or a policy change, though, right?
Yeah, it's the willingness at the top, highest levels to see these tech companies as strategic of partners, as the people that make the things that move. And I think we all know this, right? There's software-defined outcomes in the military now. So if software is empowering the things that move, well, you better have relationships with those companies too.
Is that an indicator that at least things may be moving in the right direction in your view?
I think things are moving in the right direction. Something really interesting, actually, our CEO did in Australia. We're American held, but founded and started in Australia. He did a tech boot camp for all of Australian Congress. to show them like 101, here's how you talk about tech, here's how it works, here's how to have conversations with your different suppliers. I just think it's really cool. I think there are creative ways for us to get our whole government, not even just our leaders, a little more savvy in understanding what a big impact these partnerships currently have and could have.
Maria Banks of Atlassian.